Good afternoon, everyone. I just thought I'd go through my build real quick. Not a lot has changed, but I'll go through it anyway. My primary is a Navy MP5N, 16.8 thousand base damage, brutal, responsive, and competent. And the mods I have: mag size with rate of fire and crit chance, optics, trifecta, crit chance, headshot damage, and crit damage. Best thing you can try and hope for. Muzzle brake is the 2-round suppressor, absolutely a must. Crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage, again the trifecta, but most importantly, reduced threat. I can actually stand right next to NPCs and they just seem to ignore me, which is nice when you're PvPing, because if your other players don't have that on, the NPCs are going to go after them as well. Grip, crit damage, reload speed, stability. You don't need a lot of stability on the MP5. The LVOA-C, 18.1 thousand base damage on this one. I have a bunch of them. Lightweight M4 as well. Responsive, deadly, brutal. So, whatever people want to call God roll. Mag size with rate of fire and crit damage. I wouldn't mind crit chance on that, but that's fine too. Optics again, trifecta, crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage. Muzzle again, suppressor. Crit damage, headshot damage, crit chance, reduced threat. And then the grip, you really do need stability, so 13.5% stability, crit damage, and reload speed. Actually wouldn't mind a little more stability. I know a lot of people are running Predator and 2 Striker for the 20% bonus stability for the assault rifles. That's not a bad idea. I might try that out later this afternoon just to see. A couple other weapons I have real quick. The lightweight M4, a little bit higher base damage. Different talents, Unforgiving, Vicious, and Predatory. Predatory is really great for PvE. It regenerates health like crazy. In fact, you don't even need to pop a health most of the time because you're putting NPCs down so fast. I don't have my best gear. I kind of move it around on each gun. I was trying my old MP7. Still decent base damage, 14.7 thousand base damage with a really high rate of fire, just over 1,000. Deadly, brutal, and vicious. This was, in 1.3, this was my main weapon all the time. What I'm finding, though, 41 rounds is just not enough to drop NPCs, especially elites, unless you really get lucky and get close and put them all in the head, which I struggle to do. My aim is not the best, as many people have pointed out. I'm not generally a console player. I'm learning to be a console player. But the MP7s are getting a 16% buff in 1.5, which sounds like it's right around the corner. So guys, if you do have an MP7, hang on to it. Pistol, not that it matters, but I recommend to everyone a tactical M1911 right now. The reason you want the tactical one is that's the one you can put the small underbarrel on. You can't put it on the standard 1911, and it has the highest base damage of any pistol going right now. The other pistol that does a lot of damage is the M45. So a couple things I changed back and forth. I'm running a reckless chest right now. That's why my base damage is so high on my firearms, on my weapons. On chest and backpack, ideally, you really want armor and ammo capacity, if possible. Armor obviously being mandatory. Ammo capacity is a nice bonus. You don't have to reload all the time at the checkpoints. 2 firearms mods. I bought these in the DZ from a vendor last week. If you didn't get them, unfortunately you missed out. It was a really great mod. 209 firearms, 253 armor. The other one has 263 armor. I do change back and forth from a couple of my vigorous chests as well. Obviously you can see my toughness goes way up. My health goes up to like 178,000 from 150,000, which I'll show you in a minute. Again, armor mods on there. And then this one's kind of a middle of the ground because it's rolled for firearms as opposed to this one that's rolled for stamina. Still do a fair amount of damage with a little bit better toughness. This is a good middle ground to have. Thing about it is I like to do out as much damage as possible, and I really do get close and personal. That's why I run Reckless. The Reckless now, you really do take the damage, though. You feel it. If you're like me and you don't take a lot of cover, it can be bad for you. So it's good to have a team around to help pick you up. I can put NPCs down, I can put players down very quickly, but I get downed as well. So when I'm running solo, I'm definitely running a vigorous chest as opposed to that. I go to my mask. I have a lot of Predator's masks. Obviously, this is a legacy mask, and when I say legacy, I mean it's from 1.3. So you'll see it still has a minor skill attribute of Secret Mine explosion radius. This is really nice to have. You can't get that anymore. Skill power. The mask is the one thing where it's really up to you whether you want crit chance, skill power, health on kill, damage to elites. It's up to you what you want to run. There's no right or wrong on this one. You can't roll armor on a mask anyway, so completely up to you. Knee pads, absolutely a must to roll armor on. The cap is 1210, so I'm pretty close to the cap. Stamina is pretty close to the cap. It's 10 under. It's 1,008 is the most you can get currently. And I have, again, firearms mod with armor, and then +4 Secret Mine damage. Secret Mines have become very popular and very handy in 1.4. The bleed effect is great, and I'll show you why that helps me on both PvP and PvE in a second with my talents. Holster. Took a long time to find this holster. Still not god rolled, but it's pretty good. You want to roll armor on it. 645 is the armor cap on knee pads, so I'm pretty close to it at 643. And again, I have a mod on there at 6% first aid self-heal because I'm running booster shot. Oops. Gloves. Generally, I would have recommended crit chance and crit damage, and then one weapon damage because I was running Alpha Bridge all the time. What I've realized is that having bonus damage for SMG and assault rifle, which is what you should use if you're using a Predator's Mark because it's geared for that with 8% bonus damage, gives me more damage than the crit damage. So crit chance, max is 6%. I'd like it to be higher, but as you can see, this is another pair of legacy gloves. Has a minor skill attribute, 2.5% first aid self-heal, which is why I'm using these gloves as opposed to some of my other gloves. Backpack, specialized. Specialized takes 200% of your firearms and stamina and adds it to skill power. Kind of nice. I can boost things up and lower my skill power by using different backpacks, Predator's Mark backpack and then a Tenacious mask, for example. But I'm kind of playing around with this. I kind of like it. Armor 919 is the cap on the backpack, so I'm not far off at 899. If I try to roll this again, I think it's 1.2 million to roll it again. Burn resistance. It's rolled pretty well. And this is where you can put one armor mod. So I have a firearms with armor again. And then two performance mods. So I have Secret Mine damage on both of them. So I'm getting a bonus 7.7% Secret Mine damage bonus. Plus the bonus from my knee pad, or my mask, for radius that you otherwise wouldn't get. And then first aid self-heal on my other bonuses. Go to my abilities real quick. You can see I'm doing 36,500 damage per Secret Mine. 5 Secret Mines every time I send it out. It's really handy to have. It really is. Booster shot, still flat 15% bonus damage. Self-heal and ally heal is lower than overboost, but quite honestly, or overheal, but quite honestly, I don't find I need it. My talents. Shrapnel. This is the one you absolutely should be running if you're running Predator's Mark. 30% chance to apply bleed to all targets within 10 meters. That's the whole point of Predator's Mark is to apply bleed. Secret Mines apply bleed, so this is going to apply bleed to everything in the area. The multiple Secret Mines spreading out, it's now 10 meters on each Secret Mine. Strike back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns. It's good. I'm not sure it's the best, but it's okay. Precision. Because I'm not running pulse, this is handy to have. Headshot hostile, pulsing for 10 seconds, works against agents and NPCs. Kind of nice. And on the move, for me, this is an absolute must-have as well. Other players might disagree with me. I know it's a cover-based shooter, but let's be honest. The only people who are really taking cover and staying there are snipers. I am not a sniper. I find that boring for me. My playstyle is to run and gun and get in your face. So 30% reduced damage every time you kill somebody while moving. I'm killing NPCs all the time while moving. So this buff is up for me quite often. Quick display of the MP5. Rate of fire is good. Lots of damage. Pretty stable, as you can see. I can really focus it on the head. Almost everything I'm shooting is a crit. The LVOA-C is not as stable, but really fast rate of fire. You'll see it wants to lift up on me quite a bit, and the longer I hold the trigger down, the more it moves around. Challenging to stay on the head for sure. You'll see it going up and down quite a bit. But if you burst fire, 5-10 rounds at a time, you can stay focused much easier. The nice thing about the LVOA-C is that it doesn't lift up and left or right. It lifts pretty much straight up. Anyway, that's my review of my build for now. I hope you enjoyed it.